everyone, welcome to my channel where I play chess every day. And it's another day, right? It's another game of chess. It's kind of a habit that I just come back from school and record a chess. And it's definitely fun. It never got any boring. I feel like, first of all, I need to review some of my openings because I don't know shit. I don't know if I'm supposed to play here. I probably should have pushed this pawn because of this bishop. Then you try to get like this kind of setup, but I feel like you can punish it a lot better than I did in this scenario. But anyway, my opponent is playing some bullshit ass opening where they block their knight in, block their bishop in. And God knows why this bishop is here and I can just push it back, but should I push it back? Then he goes kind of here. I don't like that it can travel like this and cause some trouble, so I'm just going to castle. Nothing wrong with castling. I can always pin this knight, I have a lot of options. I feel like I might try and get like this dark squares set up for all of my pawns, right? So here I will push. Then I will go here and trade off this bishop and hopefully just set up a wall of pawns on the dark squares. That's the idea, that's the whole concept. So let's go here to prepare this push. I don't like him going here and trading off his bishop because I want him to have this useless dark square bishop, and yeah, now I'm just going to go here and trade it off. And this knight is the only piece in in black's position that has somewhat potential of being useful. And this is a close position, so I kind of want to trade a bishop like this one, because it's going to be a lot better, a lot more useful to have it traded off and just... By the way, I would have taken with the knight to prepare this move and play it sometime, but my opponent definitely didn't, and here I will just complete my pawn structure. I have all of the pawns on black squares soon, and this bishop is basically out of the game. And I will try to get my knight onto one of those squares, which is an outpost. Fuck knows how do you pronounce it, but I need to get my knight there, right? That's the idea. This I don't really like, to be honest. I could move my knight here, but then he just trades. So let's go up with my queen 1 square to prepare this kind of advancement. And here next to me I have like Aloe Vera. I'm now addicted to water with aloes in it. There's probably a ton of sugar that gets me addicted, but I just love it. So definitely I will drink it. I'm drinking it every day from now on, like this is a disgusting habit. And I try to keep bad habits away. Like that's what's going through my mind as my opponent thinks of his move, but this is definitely incoming. What else? I mean, this pawn structure is just superior. Like, this bishop is out of the game. Now my knight is kind of blocked off as well, so I might have to maneuver my knights in a way that I can bring them to this square, or maybe even trade this pawn off to take with this knight and just jump in here. That's also an idea. And one of the possibilities. So he goes here with his knight. I don't really like this move very much. Now I would love to trade my knight for this bishop, because this bishop will be the only thing guarding, like... Because if I jump in here with my knight, he can just trade with his bishop, right? Therefore doubling my pawns. So the whole idea is to create like an outpost when he cannot take my knight without losing material, and that's like what I'm hoping to achieve. Alright, my opponent is also just asking to get flagged. Like, buddy, you have to move your queen. Is his queen kind of trapped? I mean, you can always escape. But I don't know what he's thinking about so much. But it is really good that he's wasting time. So now, I feel like he will take. I can pre-move to gain some aura, but... I don't think that taking is very good for him. Even though his bishop is passive, it still kind of watches my king pawns, and it still kind of prevents me from going here, so it's not so useless. But the knights are definitely better if I keep the position closed. He doesn't have many pawn breaks, because after them he opens up queenside, which is not really what he should be striving for. He can also go here, I will have to ignore it, and then he will go here again, kind of locking this knight in place. Right. But now he has to save his queen. The time is ticking, so... yeah. A lot of time wasted on this move. I mean, there isn't much to think about. You have to move your queen, right? So he does. Pinning my knight. And now, without wasting any more time, I want to go here, but then this knight is kind of annoying. But then I'll just move my queen. So that shouldn't be a problem, but I also want to go here. But then he just goes here. But I guess then there's no pin. By moving this pawn, you're also unpinning my knight, so I can save it then. And now he goes here. Quite an annoying move, but I don't really care. I can always attack the knight, obviously. But what's the best move here? I could attack and then go here. That sounds kind of solid, but after he moves, then he can just sacrifice and then bring in his queen. So I guess this should be... I also don't want him to trade, and this is not a threatening move, so I'm just going to activate my rooks. I don't want to give my opponent too much time. I really want to keep this 2-minute advantage. Oh, I just blundered, by the way. Well, that's kind of funny. I didn't notice that his queen can take. So I should have went one up and then one up again. But I just blinded, right? Mistakes happen. Now I have to think of a way in which I can come back. Definitely pushing this pawn is one of the moves. Yeah, let's push this little guy away. Also create some breathing space, and then I can kind of maneuver my queen in a way where I can make some serious threats. So that is my game plan. So let's make it, fulfill it. By the way, let's check how much added sugar is there in my drink. The whole thing is per 100 milliliters, and I have 500 in this drink, so it's like 20 grams. It doesn't taste this sweet. Maybe it doesn't matter, really. What is he targeting? He ain't targeting shit. Maybe if he trades off everything. But I can just take, and then go up. I'm basically threatening to crush him on the H-file. So we have got to address that. I can also try to, I don't know, maneuver my knight here. At some point, but let's also look at the queen side. I obviously have the better pawn structure. I have some pawn breaks, which I don't really want to make. He does have the bishop pair, so it would be beneficial for me to keep this side closed, and if he decides to open, well, again, those rooks are not connected, and it's going to be pretty annoying. This is such a bold move. I'm thinking of going here, to be honest. Like this sounds, I mean, this looks tough. He cannot gain a tempo, so I will go for it. I'm kind of scared of him going here and kind of mating me here, or kind of checking me here, but this knight is here, so that is something. And that is just a bitch move, creating this battery, to be honest. I'll slide away, like here maybe. And after this, I guess I don't have much going for me. I would be kind of stuck, so let's go here. He is a pawn up, but this pawn is right here, and this pawn is not pushing through at promoting because this king is here. And it's going to become an easy target if he starts advancing, and he only has a minute and 30 seconds on the clock, which is also kind of important. Okay, so we make this exchange, which enables my queen to go there and also enables my queen to go here, right? So my queen definitely became an asset. I could push that side, but I can also bring my rook in and create this beautiful battery, just aiming at this king. Maybe I should have went up one square, because then I could have made a triple battery. Just ram into my opponent's position, but here I want to play as solidly as possible because of my opponent's time. And not trade anything, place my opponent into difficult scenarios where he has to defend something. Or think on how to save a piece because he has no time, and no 1300 or 1400 can win a game like up free material, right? I mean, now it's for sure a loss. I can even pre-move this capture because why not? And my opponent ran out of time. If you're struggling with time management, you can always play like 10 minutes games with like 3 seconds per move. So you definitely won't get flagged, but yeah, this was a nice game. Here, even though... Okay, so this was apparently a mistake. I'm actually losing by -3. But if we go back and go here, my opponent actually has an edge. But this position is equal, so even though my opponent has a bishop pair, this bishop is kind of blocked in. And the spawns, those spawns are just beautiful. I was definitely winning here because of all... I'm winning by 1, right? Because all of my opponent's pieces are just locked in this box. And my pawns have some potential, but then I kind of went back. I probably should have took here, taken here, because then I control the tempo, but the game was still kind of nice. Time was definitely important, but this was your daily chess video, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.